things I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. So during the day, well, I design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I, for one, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we're making it back out. Yes, I have my doubts. But they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. So roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. And I have my doubts. So I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we're making back up. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. Well, the things I think while I lie awake and contemplate at night are wearing me out.
Good evening. I hope everybody is doing well. Sore as heck today. Last night when we went to bed, I didn't get to sleep in any normal human type position, because I think I had a best friend that was trying to take my side of the bed. And so anyway, before we could even get in there and get to bed, she went in there, jumped her butt up on the bed, laid right where my feet go, and curled up. Okay, so I went to bed, and we all went to bed. And so I did my best to sleep with my feet on either side of her, and that just wasn't happening. About the only position you could really get into was to slightly bend at the knees at about 30 degrees and then take your feet and just ram them right up your butt. And then you could fit right in that spot. But I feel a little bit rough. She did eventually get up, and, it's one of those things. You can't make them move. At least you've got a 30-minute rule or something, right? You got to let them lay for 30 minutes before you kick their butts out. But anyway, I'm sore. Lots of different news today. Not real super insane. I mean, different aspects of some of it was. I am hearing different on the Georgia Guidestones. I initially had read something or heard something somewhere where the and I can't remember now, the Granite Association, I can't remember the first part of their name. They I thought initially said that they intended to rebuild it, that it would, the structure was unsafe, that's why it had to be tore down, and that their intent was to rebuild it. But I've also heard the opposite. I've also heard that the funding is not there, and I don't know. But I also heard that there was a time capsule there. I don't know. I haven't really dug into it. I'm not that, it's one of those things. To me, I honestly think that we could let it be a dangerous distraction if we allowed it to. Yeah, it's something to put up there in the noggin, but we've got much bigger stuff that is definitely knocking on our door. Here in Illinois, I have few friends. I actually do have a few friends. Maybe they might be just acquaintances, but some of them pretend well. And anyway, so just kidding. And I've seen them posting, namely today is when I really started seeing the conversation starting to come out about their power bills and the summer rate, the electric rate for summer. We're talking differences. I'm not going to get the exact numbers here, but one of them was like 145 was what they would normally pay, and it was like around $400. I mean, I kid you not. These are just absolutely insane. What's her name? I can remember her old chat nickname, and I can't remember her actual real name now for the life of me. Because that's how I know her from. One of the posts that I'm referring to. I was going to go look it up real quick and see, because there were a few different people from here in Illinois that commented on, and I'm sure there's been even more since then, that commented on the difference in their electric bill. And so, yeah, I'm a little concerned, but I'm not freaked out, and the reason why is because we may be insulated from that. Considering our town buys power in bulk from Ameren, I'm pretty sure that when they buy it in bulk, there's set rates, and I don't think that they could bum rush us like that. But of course, it's one of those things. Businesses can do any damn well thing that they can get away with. So I don't know what's going to happen. I hope we don't get hit here. Man, that would hurt. That would definitely hurt. Not just us either. I mean, it would devastate us. But even just thinking about, everybody else in the town, there's a whole lot of people in this town that just don't have that kind of extra money to throw out for a power bill. And then when you've got the food prices increasing like they are, and everything. I mean, even dog food has gotten stupid. I don't know. I really don't know. I do, and this is what I've been warning about. I do think times are going to get dark. I was hoping maybe things might ease up a little, or maybe even possibly turn around, but it doesn't appear to be. So all we can do is just keep, like I say, keep pushing forward. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, I figured I'd probably do a quick and easy show tonight. Like I say, my back is killing me, so the quicker I can go let it relax and calm down, the better off. And it's my Friday, so what the heck. Alright, let me have a sip of coffee here. Can't think anything else that really struck me throughout the day. And I know there always is, but when I sit here at the beginning of the show, it's like putting a spotlight on my brain and I forget everything. Of course, Boris Johnson resigned today. Well, we've got a tab open for that. I know that's really, really big news. I don't let it really affect my, thought process because it's not here. I mean, but it is big news. We tried, when I've got it in the tabs, we tried launching another test missile, and it blew up. So, I mean, trying to think. Seemed like there was something. Oh well. Anyway, let me bring you on over, and we'll just rub this out. Hang on. Let me get this headline out. It's a poor show tonight. Well, it's always a poor show, but tonight it's extra poor because, well, can't expect me to fire on all 8 cylinders, can you? Alright, missed opportunities to stop Texas school massacre revealed. So this is back in the news again. There were multiple opportunities to stop the perpetrator of the Uvalde Elementary School, mass shooting in Texas. A new assessment of the May incident said the attacker took the lives of 19 students and 2 teachers on May 24th. The report was released on Wednesday by the Advanced Law Enforcement Rapid Response Training Center at Texas State University, a program that works with state and federal authorities on finding the best ways to prevent and respond to such incidents. The 26-page document detailed the timeline of the shooting and the actions of law enforcement. Among other things, Alert said a police officer had the opportunity to take a shot at the gunman after he crashed his car outside Robb Elementary School before he entered it. The Uvalde PD officer was armed with a rifle and sighted in to shoot the attacker. However, he asked his supervisor for permission to shoot. The UPD officer did not hear a response and turned to get confirmation from his supervisor, the report said. It is imperative that you don't have a following mindset, a following order mindset. It is imperative. If you can't autonomously think on your own, when you see somebody that is not supposed to be there carrying a rifle up to a school, you're supposed to have the mental capability of making that decision. How in the hell did you get through training if you couldn't have made that decision? I'm not saying I don't believe it, because unfortunately I do. Unbelievable. Shooting at the man who previously fired his weapon at a nearby business and was openly carrying a rifle into the school would have been justified use of deadly force, the assessment said. Oh, I even forgot about that. He even fired it. He even fired it at people. So there shouldn't have been any question about waiting for permission. Holy cow. Do these people pick out their own socks in the morning, or do they have people do that for them too? However, the distance between the officer and the target was approximately 148 yards. This was within the effective range of an AR-15 type rifle. Well, yeah. But outside of the 100-yard range of the patrol rifle qualifications required from Texas police. Alert said that the officer in question reported having concerns about missing the gunman and injuring someone inside the school by accident. Did they say that in hindsight? If the officer was not confident that he could both hit his target and of his backdrop if he missed, he should not have fired, the assessment acknowledged. The alert report identified 6 key points at which the loss of life in Uvalde could have been prevented or mitigated, one of them being the missed opportunity to take down the attacker from afar. Others included not securing the exterior door and the doors of the classrooms, which were all unlocked during the incident, and an instance in which a school police officer responded to an initial shot failed to spot the gunman because he drove his car at a high speed. There were also 2 issues with how the police first respondents approached the classrooms where the shooter was killing students, the report said. Officers moved towards the doors from opposite sides of the hall, potentially risking hitting each other in crossfire, and fell back instead of breaching when the gunman opened fire on them. We expect officers to assume risks to save innocent lives, the report noted. That's not what the Supreme Court has ruled. There is a chance that officers will be shot, injured, or even killed while responding. This is something that every officer should be acutely aware of when they become a law enforcement officer, and I would absolutely agree with that. However, the Supreme Court does not. The Supreme Court has ruled that they are not bound to protect you. They're not bound to protect you. Just how it is. And that is why, you're not going to see, you will not see a whole lot come from this. At worst, they'll lose their jobs. At worst. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. The police decision to wait for more than an hour before a tactical team led by U.S. Border Patrol finally went in and killed the shooter, against orders, has been subjected to harsh criticism by many. Alert said the apparent lack of effective command during the incident likely impaired the response to the shooting at all stages. There should have not been an issue of waiting for command. Holy cow. The report was commissioned by the Texas Department of Public Safety. It was based on a briefing held for select center staff by an investigator, answers given to their verbal questions, and evidence including surveillance footage. A separate state review of the shooting is being conducted at the request of the district attorney, Christina Mitchell Busby. So that's all this article states. And I know there's a lot of us that could say we would do this, we would do that. Some of us mean it. If I'd have been that officer that seen him at a distance, okay, I may not have taken that. I may have not have taken that shot. I'll grant him that. But I damn sure wouldn't be waiting around to take or to hear orders. I would be giving more or less notification of what I'm doing. I'm on my way. Send backup. And yeah, I might wait for that second person to get there. I might wait for that. But I damn sure ain't gonna sit around for over an hour with my thumb up my butt. even if that's the order given to me. Not while children are losing their lives in a classroom. I don't give a damn who you are. I don't care if you're the Queen of England. You are not going to tell me that I can't go in and save those children's lives. I don't give a damn. What is wrong with these people? I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I off target? I don't get it. I don't get it. And the fact that there were so many of them there, and not one of them, not until they actually did it, right? Not until one of them did defy orders and take a couple of more people with them and get the job done. That's what it took. It took one person with the balls to say, F you, we're doing this. But why did it take over an hour to find somebody with those balls? I'm sorry. It's frustrating to me. It's very frustrating to me. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson resigns as Tory leader. I'm not going to read into all of it because it's not here. I'm not saying it's not going to have its, effects, cause and effects and all that for over here. I'm sure it will, but, nah. Let's see. U.S. eyes direct war with Russia, says Belarus. Hang on, let me grab a sip. The U.S. is making plans for a direct war against Russia and its ally Belarus, the head of Belarusian military intelligence warned on Thursday. The scenario is becoming more likely as the proxy war in Ukraine and other ways to hurt the two nations are failing, he claimed. The territory of Poland, as well as the Baltic states, is being turned into a staging ground from which the U.S. plans to unleash a new bloody conflict in Europe, targeting the Russian Federation and its allies. Major General Rusian Kosygin? I'm sure I said it wrong. He cited NATO training troops for rapid deployment in Eastern Europe and the development of anti-ballistic missile systems in the region as evidence of the looming crisis. Further proof, he claimed, is the dangerous attempts by some Polish politicians to initiate a return of so-called historically Polish regions in western Ukraine and Belarus. The general said his agency believed that Western nations were preparing for an attack against Belarus and Russia under the guise of deterring Russia from launching an invasion, which is how NATO justifies its military buildup in Eastern Europe. Belarus does not favor the scenario of a war, but will act decisively if it comes true, Kosygin said. He said an escalation was becoming increasingly possible because the West is coming to the realization that traditional methods of hybrid aggression against Russia and Belarus are not producing the results at once. Direct confrontation with Poland and Baltic nations, if it starts, would be similar to the hostilities in Ukraine in terms of principal origin, Kosygin said. Ukraine was deliberately pumped with weapons since 2014. It was trained to fight, and fight particularly against the Russians, he said. Unfortunately, similar anti-Russian and lately anti-Belarusian sentiments have been injected in the same way into the minds of people of Poland and the Baltic states, he added. Russia sent troops into Ukraine. This goes into all the backstory. But anyway, I do think so. I mean, you've heard it already said that their intent is to build up 300,000 troops over there. That is a fighting force. You don't put that number of troops over there unless you plan to go to war. Plain and simple. So, yeah, I mean, they are. I won't say necessary. Well, yeah, it is the U.S., but NATO as a whole is eyeing direct war with Russia. But, yeah, I know U.S. is mostly NATO. you know. Let's see. American rocket explodes seconds after launch. U.S. Minotaur 2 Plus rocket exploded just 11 seconds, and made it far, after being fired from California's Vandenberg Space Force Base. I gotta say that right now. Vandenberg Space Force Base. Late Wednesday night, officials confirmed on Thursday the explosion caused a fire, though no injuries were reported at the base. The Minotaur space launch vehicle was being tested ahead of plans to replace the U.S. aging Minuteman missiles in its ICBM arsenal. Specifically, it will be used with the LGM-35A Sentinel missile, which is currently under development. The launch was intended to be the first test of the Air Force's new Mk-21A reentry vehicle, also part of the IGM-35A ICBM. According to Air Force officials, it was supposed to demonstrate preliminary design concepts and relevant technologies in operationally realistic environments. Yeah? Didn't work. An investigative review board will be tasked with finding out just what the hell went wrong. Okay, so I added my own ending there. The estimated cost to upgrade and modernize the land-based arm of the U.S. so-called nuclear triad, represented by the LGM-30 Minuteman III ICBM systems currently in use, is estimated at $100 billion. However, the Air Force has insisted that developing new missiles is cheaper than trying to modernize the 50-year-old Minuteman. The upgrade will require existing launch facilities, missile alert systems, communication systems, infrastructure, and other nuclear-related technologies to be upgraded and replaced to support the Sentinel ICBMs, and the Minuteman missiles will be decommissioned, both costly processes. The new Sentinel ICBMs are expected to be able to carry 475 kilotons worth of payload, distributed among an unknown number of W-87 nuclear warheads, and are being designed to be launched from underground facilities and mobile launch systems alike. They are supposed to go online in 2029 and remain in service until 2070. Really? You expect me to believe that for 41 years you're not going to build something new? Okay. Man, I'll tell you what. This is starting to get stupid between these nations. It truly, truly is. I mean, I know there's nothing we can do about it, other than get ready ourselves, you know. But as far as stopping them from being total idiots, well, I don't know. What bothers me the most of all of this is the facts that we don't have the technological advantage that we used to. And at this point, we absolutely don't have the intellectual advantage, at least not in the damn leadership of the country. And that's what concerns me. That is what concerns me. We're not even ready for conventional war. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, folks. I don't know. But the dreams I had still make sense. Absolutely still makes sense. It just, a lot of it hadn't started yet. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Russia hasn't really started anything yet, says Putin. So this is I mean, there is a lot of banter back and forth, a lot of propaganda, but I really do think, and again, I can't tell you with certainty that this isn't just all a dog and pony show, that this just isn't a big circus show. And, this is to bring down all the nations, to bring in the one world crap. I can't say that that's not what's going on. I don't know. But I do know that their intent, whether they're working together or not, is to bring each other to their knees. And it's just, like I say, it's crazy. Watching it unfold, it is crazy. Russia is ready to engage in peace negotiations with Ukraine, President Vladimir Putin said on Thursday, warning that those who reject such prospects should realize that prolonging the ongoing conflict would only make such talks more difficult. We do not refuse to negotiate peace, but those who refuse should know that the longer they do, the more difficult it will be to negotiate, Putin said, issuing a warning to those that might think Russia has already exhausted its capabilities amid the conflict. And this is something that I don't understand. I don't understand how anybody in their right mind could think that somehow Russia is being worn down. Really? This hasn't gone on near long enough and hasn't been near hot enough to even put a dent in Russia's capability. I don't get where they're coming with that from. Russia, and I think anybody with more than a couple of brain cells to rub together, Russia has the capability to stomp them. I mean, just, and I'm not talking nukes. No, I'm talking all conventional weapons. Russia has the ability to level Ukraine. So I'm not buying they're struggling. No, they ain't. No, they ain't. If anything, Putin is really holding back. Because if he didn't, how would that look like in the international community? Right? How would that look? It'd be like the adult beating up the kid. Anyway, it goes on to say, Putin also said that the West appears to actually be willing to fight until the last Ukrainian, which they are, which he said is a tragedy for the Ukrainian people. And I agree. The president blamed the ongoing conflict on the U.S.-led NATO, stressing that Russia's consistent efforts to create a fair international security system have been jeopardized. The initiatives to work together on a missile defense have been rejected. Warnings about the unacceptability of NATO expansion, especially at the expense of the former Soviet republics, have been ignored, Putin said. If the West's goal was to provoke a conflict between Russia and Ukraine, it has evidently succeeded in that, Putin admitted. On the strategic level, however, the West has already lost when Moscow launched its military operation in Ukraine, Putin stated. The president added that the ongoing breakdown cannot be stopped. So, I think we are going to head into a big WWW. And it's unfortunate. I think there are so many reasons we've been heading in that direction anyway. Not just because of, cycles, but also it's just ripe for it. The economic troubles, especially the international economic troubles, now there's supply chain issues, there are resource issues. Yeah, it's getting more and more ripe by the day. Oh, man. Alright, let's read through these headlines and boogie out the back door. Actually, I do gotta boogie out the back door. I gotta go get the trash cans. I'm not taking her with me. Surprised I didn't have somebody up my butt. I'm sure I'm getting glared at. Alright, let's read through these, and I'm gonna get the heck out of here, and like I said, I'm gonna go get those cans and go to bed. Let's see. Elon Musk's secret? Wow, I'm like Elmer Fudd now. Elon Musk's secret twin babies uncovered by the media. Russian economy more resilient than expected, says Bloomberg. Oh, why can I not read? Cyberbullies face jail in Japan. Germany comments on Nord Stream 2 option. UK PM Johnson fires former key ally. UK PM Johnson to resign as Tory leader today, says the BBC. PM Johnson's game of cat and mouse over soon, says Chief Mauser. Russia introduces new payment rules for grain exports. A major oil supplier calls for new export routes. UK PM Johnson appoints full replacement cabinet, says a BBC source. Liz Truss to skip G20 meeting and return to the UK, says the BBC. Wonder why. Sanctions catch up to Russian energy project. Over 50 UK ministers and government officials walk out on PM Johnson. And UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson resigns. Kremlin comments on UK PM resignation reports. Everybody, all the nations got a comment on it. It's the reality world we live in, right? Reality TV world we live in. 3 children killed by Ukrainian shelling Wednesday, says DPR. Dead body found outside an NFL stadium. U.S. strategic oil reserves going abroad, says Reuters, and you've been hearing people talk about that here as of lately. Ukraine could be wiped off the map. Former Trump military advisor, says the former Trump military advisor. European gas prices hit 4-month high. Germany issues Russia sanctions appeal, says Bloomberg. A frontrunner for Johnson's job revealed. West is chasing imagined enemies, says Beijing. Germans are struggling to make ends meet. They did some interviews with people. Let's see. Attitudes towards Ukrainian refugees have changed, says a poll. Netflix star sentenced for child sex offenses. Germany refuses to plunder army for Ukraine. The clown is leaving. Top Putin ally on PM Johnson. EU country slams gas sharing plan as communism. Norway and Russia settle cargo dispute. U.S. war hawks visit Kiev. Hunter Biden smoked crack in rehab his father paid for, says the media. I mean, I know nobody's surprised. Putin comments on West's reliance on fossil fuels. German troops planned attack on Crimea Bridge, says media. A freak storm hits Moscow. Finland may get a border wall. Are we next after them? Can we get one after them? American rocket explode. Oh, cover that one. Keep the nuclear plants open. Netherlands ask Germany. Ukraine saddened by Boris Johnson's downfall, Zelensky claims. Police kill man with Kalashnikov in French city, says media. U.S. comments on Boris Johnson's resignation. George Floyd's killer avoids death penalty. Ghislaine Maxwell appeals conviction. Secret Service chief snaps up big tech job. Court blocks transgender convict from changing name. And let's see, lastly, Indian PM criticizes British servant class schooling. So there you go. Oh, man. I am telling you, it is insane. I have a feeling tomorrow's going to be a really busy news day. I don't know why. I just got that gut feeling. So I would watch out for that. Probably going to be a busy day. So anyway, I am going to go ahead and jump out of here and relax the rest of the evening. I'll finish my coffee and then I'm going and getting in bed. So anyway, I hope you all have a good night and a good weekend. God willing, we'll see you back on Sunday. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.